Level 1. The Steppe Prince. You are 25 years old. Great Hungarian Plain, 434 AD. The cold wind of the endless steppe blows against your face, carrying the scent of dry grass and horse sweat. Your uncle, Rugila, the king of the Hunnic tribes, has died, leaving a vast but divided empire. You must share the throne with your older brother, Bleda, ruling together over a coalition of fierce nomadic warriors. You look at Bleda, who is greedy and loves luxury, and you feel a deep distrust growing in your heart. You are a true son of the steppe, preferring the harsh life of the saddle, the speed of the bow, and the loyalty of your men. The Hunnic tribes are restless, fighting amongst themselves and looking for a leader who can lead them to glory and wealth. Under your white face, your black dot eyes watch the horizon, and your mouth is a flat line of quiet ambition. You know that a nomadic empire cannot survive with two rulers, and that two kings cannot sit on the same horse. You wait in silence, biding your time on the grassy plains, knowing that the wind of change is coming, and that the future belongs to you alone. The tribal fires burn in the night, and the hunt begins. Level 2. The Sword of Mars. You are 30 years old. Scythia, 439 AD. A young shepherd arrives at your royal tent, carrying an old, rusted iron sword that he found buried in the grass. He tells you that one of his heifers was limping, and when he followed the trail of blood, he found the blade pointing out of the earth. You recognize the weapon immediately. It is the legendary Sword of Mars, the ancient weapon of the god of war, lost for centuries. You raise the sword to the sky, and the blade gleams in the sunlight. You declare that the sword was sent by the heavens, giving you the divine right to rule all the lands and wage war against the world. The nomadic warriors watch in awe, shouting your name, believing that God has chosen you to lead them to victory. Under your white face, your eyes are small, sharp black dots, and your mouth curves up in a cold smile. You hold the ultimate symbol of power, a weapon that will strike terror into the hearts of your enemies. You feel the iron in your hand, and you know that you are no longer just a king of nomadic tribes, you are the scourge of God. The great weapon of war is yours, and the earth will tremble. Level 3. Brother's Blood. You are 35 years old. Great Hungarian Plain, 445 AD. The shared rule with Bleda has become impossible. Bleda makes decisions without consulting you, failing to secure the loyalty of the tribes. You know that two wolves cannot rule the same forest, and that the Hunnic Empire must have one absolute leader. During a royal hunt in the deep forest, you invite Bleda to ride alone with you. The trees are thick and the shadows are long. An accident occurs. Bleda falls from his horse, and an arrow pierces his chest. The guards arrive to find you standing over his lifeless body, your face blank, your hands steady. You return to the camp as the sole ruler of the Huns, and no one dares to question your story. Bleda's loyalists are quickly executed, and the entire nomadic empire falls under your absolute command. Under your white face, your eyebrows tilt downward in anger, and your mouth is a cold, flat line. You have spilled your own brother's blood to secure the throne, and the path is clear. You are now the Khagan, the sole king, and the world will feel your wrath. The fire of unity is lit, and you look to the south. Level 4. Eastern Roman Ransom. You are 37 years old. The Balkans, 447 AD. You lead your horsemen south, crossing the Danube River and sweeping through the Eastern Roman provinces. You leave a trail of ashes and blood behind you, destroying over 70 cities, including Nisus and Margus. Your horsemen ride to the very walls of Constantinople, terrifying Emperor Theodosius II. The Romans are too weak to fight your warriors in open battle, and they beg for peace. You demand a massive price, forcing them to pay 6,000 pounds of gold and tripling their annual tribute. You stand on the muddy plains, watching Roman envoys carry heavy chests of gold coins to your camp. You look at the glittering gold with absolute indifference. You know that gold is just a tool to keep the tribes loyal and buy weapons. Under your white face, your black dot eyes shine with triumph, and your mouth is a flat line. The great emperor of the East is now your tribute-paying servant, and his walls cannot protect him from your bows. You take their gold, but you leave them in fear, knowing that peace is only temporary. The horsemen ride back north, and the hooves rumble. Level 5, Anuria's Ring. You are 40 years old. Great Hungarian Plain, 450 AD. An unexpected messenger arrives from Ravenna, the capital of the Western Roman Empire. He carries a secret letter and a gold ring from Justigrata Anuria, the sister of Emperor Valentinian III. To escape an arranged marriage to a boring senator, she begs for your protection, asking you to become her champion. You look at the gold ring, and your mouth curves up in a cold smile. You do not care about the princess, but you recognize a perfect opportunity to strike. You declare to the world that Anuria has proposed marriage to you, and you proudly accept her offer. You demand half of the Western Roman Empire as her dowry, a claim that outrages Valentinian. The emperor refuses, banishing his sister, but you have the excuse you needed. You prepare your massive army, gathering Huns, Goths, Gepids, and Alans under your banner. Under your white face, your eyebrows tilt downward, and your eyes are sharp black dots. You will march into the west not to rescue a princess, but to take an empire. The golden ring is on your finger, and the legions will burn. Level 6, the invasion of Gaul. You are 41 years old. Gaul, 451 AD. You lead your massive host across the frozen Rhine River, entering the rich lands of Gaul. You unleash a wave of terror that shocks the Western world. Your warriors sweep through the countryside, sacking cities, burning churches, and slaughtering anyone who resists. Metz is destroyed, Reims is burned to the ground, and Paris is saved only by a miracle. The people of Gaul flee in panic, calling you the scourge of God, believing that you are the instrument of divine wrath sent to punish them for their sins. You do not stop, moving through the land like a storm, your army growing larger as mercenary tribes join your banner. You stand on a hill, watching the smoke rise from a burning Roman fortress, your face blank, your hands resting on the sword of Mars. Under your white face, your eyes are small, cold black dots. You show no mercy to those who refuse to submit, and the ground is covered in ashes. The cities are burning, and you march to Orleans ready to crush their defenses. Level 7, the Battle of Catalonian Plains. You are 41 years old. Chalons, 451 AD. The Western Roman Empire has gathered a massive coalition to stop you, led by your former friend and Roman general, Aetius, and King Theodoric of the Visigoths. You meet them on the Catalonian plains for the bloodiest clash of the ancient world. The battle is a chaotic storm of iron, arrows, and blood. You fight on foot, holding the sword of Mars, leading your Hunnic warriors into the thick of the fight. The clash is so fierce that legend says the small streams in the valley run red with the blood of the fallen. Theodoric is killed, trampled by his cavalry, but Aetius holds the line, forcing your warriors to retreat to your wagons. You prepare for a final defense, stacking your wooden saddles to make a funeral pyre, ready to burn yourself alive rather than be captured. Under your white face, your eyebrows are bent in deep rage, and your mouth is a tight line. You have met your match in Aetius, and the battle ends in a bloody draw. You withdraw your army back to the east, but you are not defeated. You breathe the cold night air, and you vow revenge. Level 8, the Siege of Aquileia. You are 42 years old. Northern Italy, 452 AD. Your defeat at Chalons did not stop you. You lead your rebuilt host across the Alps, invading the fertile plains of northern Italy. You target the great fortress city of Aquileia, the gatekeeper of the Roman Empire. The city walls are thick, and the Roman garrison stands firm, expecting you to starve. You besiege the city for months, but your horsemen are restless, and the camp runs out of food. Just as you are about to lift the siege, you look up and see a white stork carrying its young away from the city walls. You point to the bird and declare to your warriors that it is a sign that the city is about to fall. Inspired by your words, the Huns build massive battering rams and launch a final, furious assault. You breach the walls, sweep into the city and massacre the population. You burn Aquileia to the ground, so completely that nothing remains but ruins. Under your white face, your mouth is a flat line, and your eyes are sharp black dots. You show the West that their stone walls cannot stop your wrath. You march directly toward Rome, and the path is open. Level 9, the meeting with Leo. You are 42 years old. River Mincio, 452 AD. Your march to Rome is stopped, not by soldiers but by a priest. You camp near the river, where a peace delegation from the Western Empire arrives, led by Pope Leo I. You agree to meet him, riding your horse to the riverbank, your hand resting on the sword of Mars. You look at the old Pope, who wears white robes and carries no weapons. Leo speaks to you with absolute courage, asking you to spare the city of Rome and withdraw your army in the name of God. He warns you that Alaric, the king of the Goths who sacked Rome before, died shortly after, and that the same fate awaits you if you touch the holy city. Suddenly, you look up and see a vision of two armed men with halos standing behind the Pope, threatening you with swords. You are filled with a sudden, silent dread that shakes your very soul. You turn your horse back, ordering your army to withdraw from Italy. Under your white face, your eyebrows tilt upward, and your mouth is a straight line. You have spared the empire for a reason no one knows. You return your massive host to the eastern steppe, and the eternal mystery remains. Level 10. The Bloody Nuptials. You are 47 years old. Great Hungarian Plain, 453 AD. The conquers are over, but you seek a new union. You host a magnificent feast to celebrate your marriage to a beautiful young woman named Ildiko. The royal hall is filled with laughter, music, and the smell of roasting meat. You drink massive amounts of heavy wine, celebrating your new bride, boasting of future wars. When the feast ends, you retire to your bedchamber with Ildiko, falling into a deep, drunken sleep. In the dead of night, a blood vessel in your throat bursts, and blood begins to pour from your nose. You are too drunk to wake up, too heavy to move, and your lungs slowly fill with your own blood. In the morning, the guards break down the doors to find you lying dead on the bed, covered in blood, while Ildiko sits in the corner, weeping in terror. Under your white face, your black dot eyes are closed, and your mouth is a flat line as your life fades. The great conqueror who defeated Rome is dead, not on the battlefield, but in his own bed, choked by his own blood. Your wedding feast has turned into a dark funeral, and the eternal silence falls. Level 11. The Secret River Grave. You are dead. Great Hungarian Plain, 453 AD. The empire you built on fear begins to crumble the moment your breath stops. To protect your body from enemies, your loyal warriors prepare a secret grave. They divert the waters of a great river, digging a deep grave in the dry riverbed. They place your body in a triple-layered coffin, the first of solid gold, the second of silver, and the third of iron. They bury you with the weapons you conquered, including the sword of Mars, and release the waters of the river back into their natural course, burying you under the rushing water forever. To keep the location a secret, the warriors execute every slave who dug the grave, leaving no witness. Your sons will fight for the crown, and the Huns will be scattered by the legions, but your grave will never be found. Under your white face, your ghost watches from the dark waters, your mouth a flat line. You shook the civilized world, forced emperors to kneel, and left an empire of ashes. Your body is gone, your throne is empty, but your name remains a legend. The dark river flows forever, and now you are history.